Hey, it's Mike. I'm back, and I got some more videos to show and stuff to talk about. And we got this online feud that I want to talk about. I want to comment about this. So, wow, I got all these people. Hey, I got Shaman Staran. Hey, how you doing? Fake human? No, fake human. Eliana, how you doing? Good to see you here. We got good rice, we got kiwi, we got it all. And yes, Jai Shri Vande Gurum Shri Mukunda, Srila Mukunda Das Ki Jai. Yeah, absolutely. Travis, hey, how you doing? Happy Saturday. Yes, happy Saturday. I still have a few hours of Saturday left for me. And yes, we do have Fake Human. How you doing? Good to see you. And Hayden. And good to see you here. So, a lot of stuff to get to. So let's just get right to the opening, get this out of the way, and boom, here we go.
Hello?
Hello.
All right, so here we go. So first thing I want to start with, before we get to the main event, is this is like a fight card. I mean, we got the main event, which is Puranjana versus Henry Doktorski. But before we get to that, I got some videos. So we're kind of doing it backwards. We're going to show the videos first, then we'll get to the main event. The main event coming up, which for me is interesting. It really shows the craziness, the insanity of this. It's everything. It's everything all in one little thing. So it's a good example of this whole cult. I mean, it's in one little exchange. It covers all. It's like a inside the park home run, if you know baseball. Okay, it's so we're gonna get to that, but first I want to show, of course, my producer Rafael sent me some videos, and so I wanted to show those because those, of course, they show the psychosis of this cult as well, and so we're gonna do that. And the first one, coincidentally, is a devotee named Mahadevi, and she's remembering Prabhupada, and she's going to remember something. She's going to remember something, and whatever, I guess. But anyway, let's see what she's got to say, and let me make sure volume is up. I know a lot of these videos, the volume is low, like this one, of course. Okay, and got computer problems here. Let's see.
Report, and of course we were all devastated. When Prabhupada left, I was in O'Hare Airport, and of course we were all devastated. We went back to the temple, kirtan all night long. Although Prabhupada had asked for his disciples to come to Vrindavan, it was determined that there was just too many and it would just cost too much. So basically the leaders went. But all of us, we didn't know what to do. And then Vaishesika, I'll never forget this, he said that we should just go out the next day as if Prabhupada is still with us. And we all were contemplating that and said, yes, even though, but he's still with us. And what would he want us to do? You know, sit around and cry all day? Of course, we were crying for a long time, but we could still do our service and do something practical and pleasing for Prabhupada. I still feel Prabhupada is very much here with us, with me. And I see Prabhupada in the hearts of all the devotees. There's so many amazing devotees in this community and all over the world. And they're pushing on Prabhupada's mission. And I bow my head to them. They have so much sincerity, although they're not directly initiated by Prabhupada, but they're connected to Prabhupada. They're connected to Prabhupada by their faith in his books, faith in chanting rounds, faith in this process. And I get so enlivened by the association of.
Okay, enough of that. Hey, His Holiness Bhakti Sri Mukunda Swami Kijai, yeah, absolutely. I'm not holy or bhakti, but I am Sri Mukunda Swami. If these guys are, I am too. What can I say? But I want to get back to this this Mahadevi. Okay, so obviously she's an old-time devotee. She was there when Prabhupada passed away. She's saying when Prabhupada passed away, he asked everyone to go to Vrindavan, but the leaders decided that no. So if that doesn't tell you it's a cult right there, I mean they had to get permission. I mean, if you have to get permission to do anything, but they were told no, and then on top of that, they said go out and distribute books. So what if your spiritual master, the sum total of the demigods, your life and soul, you drink his foot water, you take the dust off his feet, all these things. So what if he's passed away, left his body, whatever you want to say, he's in samadhi, whatever you want to say. Fuck that, and you're devastated over that. Just go out and sell some books. Just go out and sell some books. It's like no big deal, and then he's like, well, what do you think Prabhupada will want you to do? You think he'd want you to sit here and cry? Just go out and sell some. Don't stop selling those books. Hey, Dahlia Roberts, how you doing? Good to see you here. His Holiness and Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Mukunda Das Swami Ki Jai. Yeah, I hope it sounds as ridiculous as it does when we say it about these guys as it does about me, because obviously you can let me look at I mean, if they're holy and graceful and all of this stuff, I mean, what am I? I mean, I'm not molesting kids. I'm not defending child molesters. I'm not traipsing around with a bunch of little girls around me, rubbing all over their bodies and just doing all this stuff. I don't do half the shit that they do. I don't do any of the I don't do anything they do. I don't chant. I don't do anything. But as far as all the bullshit that they do, I don't do that either. I'm not, like Trivikram Swami or Bhavananda or Rameshwar or any of these guys. I don't do anything that they do, or anything. I've never even contemplated doing the things that they've done. I've never even thought about people that do the things that they do until I had to think about them. That type of stuff is just not. And then I don't even associate with people that do that. I don't call people that molest kids Your Grace or His Grace or Srila this or Srila that. I'm not doing any of that stuff. And yet, I'm just Mike. But they want to claim holiness and grace and bhakti this and bhakti that. How fucking disgusting is that? To disgrace the whole Hindu culture by adopting these, not only cosplaying, but then adopting these honorific names that have meaning while you're just cosplaying in a friggin' pedophile cult. This guy's off. This guy makes this Bhakti Vikash makes videos where he's sitting there in full Hindu garb, sitting there talking about how I have to defend and go party with these child abusers. People that I know are child abusers. And he wants to call himself Bhakti Vikash, Swami this, and His Holiness that, and have his feet washed. That to me is just like such... It's a mockery. It's beyond a mockery. It's beyond a mockery. It's beyond disgraceful. That in itself is offensive. The fact that you guys think that you're holy men and then go around praising each other when you guys are like nothing but a bunch of pedophiles and child abusers and women abusers and liars and shit and all that, masquerading as holy men, calling yourself holy this and holy that. It's just friggin', not only is it disgusting, it's disgraceful, it's insulting, it's all of that stuff. It's all of that stuff. Go and sell more books, make no money, have no savings, live off Mahaprasadam, and live in a cow shed. Yeah, just, you know what? Hey, your spiritual master just passed away. We know you're devastated. We know he was your life and soul. We've taught you that he's your life and soul. He's been teaching you for the last 10 years that he's your life and soul and this and that. And now he's passed away and you need time to grieve. No, don't grieve. Just go sell. No grieving. Just go sell books. Just, what, you're going to sit around and cry? Well, you're just going to sit around and cry? 50-50, Swami. 50-50. Yeah. Yin yang, yin yang. Yin yang, Swami. Now I see a sannyasi approach me, I just smile and say, "What's up, bro? How's this year's Comic-Con and cosplay event?" You know what's funny? I'll tell you. So one year, I went with the devotees. We went Halloween. We went to West Hollywood, and they have a big Halloween. It's like the biggest Halloween thing in practically it's one of the biggest Halloween festivals in, I guess, in California. It's the West Hollywood Halloween parade or whatever. And so we went with the van full of devotees. We all loaded up, all dressed up at a Sankirtan. We went out and we set up, and we were Hare Krishna. We were doing the whole thing, and people came around and they thought we were pretending to be Hare. They didn't think we were real. They were like, "Wow, these guys really look. These guys look real." They were like, "These guys look real. These guys really went." They're like, they really went all out to be Hare Krishnas. Like they thought we were in costume. And as we were like chanting and everything, we could hear everybody talking and saying, "Do you think they're real? What do you think? Do you think they're real?" And we're passing out books, and it was the whole thing. But a bunch of they didn't think we were. They thought we were fake. Anyway, it's pretty funny. They thought we were cosplaying, and in reality, we were. We were cosplaying. We absolutely were cosplaying. Nothing in the scriptures is normal. The Vedic scriptures presented by ISKCON. Apparently, the job of the son of an ISKCON family is to deliver his parents. If not, they go to hell. Yeah, well, you inadvertently, you're responsible for like nine generations back. And let me just say, for those of you new people out there watching, I was no Swami, I was no guru. All these names are just for fun. Yeah, I was nobody. I was one of the Ritviks. I was one of the Ritviks, West Coast Ritviks, but I was never a guru. But I was in it for 20 years, and I know all the shit there is to know. I know all the quotes. I know all all the stories. I know, well, I had heard every story, but all those Prabhupada said, and all of those legends, and all of those things with the 7-Up on the airplane, and this, that, and happened at this Rath Yatra, and when he bumped his head, and when he threw the flowers, and all these things. Because I've been around long enough, you hear that shit, and all the devotees that I've known, from Yashodanandan Swami to Radhakunda Das to Bir Lakshman to Sri Maya to whoever, Tamal Krishna, having dinner with Tamal, it's just, it blows my mind. So when I say something about, this or that, Prabhupada, this or that, you can either believe me, you can either go, wow, that Mike said, or you can just say, Mike doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm not here to do your research for you. If I say, Prabhupada says in his book somewhere in his books, he says something, you say, well, where does he say that? I'm not going to go look it up. You can, if you don't want to believe me, don't believe me. I don't care. I don't know. I just don't care. You don't want to believe me? Don't believe me. I don't care. Go ask someone else. So what's the point of worshiping a God that's going to punish you just because you fail as a parent? Isn't he supposed to be merciful? Well, he's all merciful, but he's merciful to everyone, but he's extra merciful to his devotee. That's a bunch of bullshit. 9 generations of trauma. Exactly. 9 friggin' generations of trauma. Like I got it. My 9 generation. I'm responsible for 9 generations. Like if you're a devotee, then 9 generations or so many generations back, your car, whatever. Like it zips. It's like a zip. I don't know. But anyway, it's like what? Now I'm responsible for 9. I'm responsible for 9 generations or however many generations, and I'm not going to go look that up in the database. I've looked up enough shit, spent enough time looking shit up. You go do your own. The database is there for anybody who wants to go look shit up. You can go look stuff up. Feels like a costume. I was discriminated once for wearing a sari in public. Yeah, the brainwashing. It gets to the point where the brainwashing is so strong because I went from like not wanting to wear a dhoti to going to India, and then like if you're not in a dhoti, you feel out of place, and then wearing the dhoti in India, and then coming back to LA, and then when I'd go to the temple, I felt like I needed to wear a dhoti all of a sudden. I don't know, it was the brain. And then I felt like if I'm not wearing a dhoti, I'm not, just like these friggin' people they're like, oh, I'm confused and frustrated. If I'm not wearing a dhoti, am I still connected to Krishna? What's something stupid? As soon as I got home from work, it was like I had to put a dhoti and kirtan and go chant and japa, and it was such a fucking. It's like why? That's what your life is when you join this. It is constant self-regulating frustration, anxiety, and there's no chant and be happy. There's no chanting and be happy. It's like that girl in New Zealand, and she was like the very first day she's all happy, jumping around, making videos. She's all happy, and then you see her. She's like 2 months in, 3 months in. She's out there selling books. Like, I gotta sell books. It looked like she was going through hell. And like, what happened? I thought you were all jumping around all happy. It was all, I'm a devotee now. Woo, I'm a devotee now. I got my beads and I'm that lasted about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And then it's just full of anxiety and frustration. Like I was reading this one devotee person was saying, oh, I feel like I'm losing Krishna. It's like you've been so brainwashed so quickly. If you're already feeling that way, like, oh, I'm not doing enough, and my sadhana's not enough, and my this is not enough, oh, and I'm having lusty thoughts, and I'm like, if you're new to this, and this is what you're going through already, man, you're gonna have this is all you have to look for. This is all you have to look forward to for the rest of your friggin' life. It's insane. Being discriminated for wearing a sari, though, that's kind of weird. Perhaps playing some Punjabi Bengali music in the background would have helped. Yeah, just wear it at Comic-Con, and you'll be fine. You can be sorry woman. I'm sorry, woman. Woo! Hey, Jenna Moore, how you doing, man? I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you could catch a live. But yeah, the old lady there is full on just brainwashed, and you can just see how she's brainwashed. Radhika Manchandas, she is the granddaughter of Bhagavan Das. The poor girl is completely derailed into illusion, thinking she is something special because she is third generation. Yeah, it is like a caste system. It's like, well, my parents are Prabhupada disciples, and they were initiated, my grandfather is Bhagavan. He's a Prabhupada disciple. It's just, oh, so what? You're like what do they call it? A legacy. You're a legacy, like in college. Like in college, I'm a legacy. My grandfather is, like the Henry Ford, and whatever. Okay, so Prabhupada Tim Lee Pod stinks as much as a stool he meditates on. Yeah, I'm gonna get to him. I'm gonna expose this guy right now. I want to get to him. I'm gonna expose him. Malini Taneha Guru Maha of Bhakti Nadal, New York Ashram. She's completely sick of the misogyny in this cult, but she sticks around because they're so deluded. They're so deluded. They're so deluded. Like there's a whole gay and lesbian Vaishnav association that wants to be recognized as devotees when Prabhupada's teachings goes against gay and lesbian and homosexuality and all of that, transgender, whatever. Prabhupada's not into that. He doesn't teach tolerance for this stuff. Why would you want to be part of it? If you want to just chant and worship deities and be a gay lesbian, just go do that. Why do you have to be part of ISKCON? Where is this brainwashing where you've got to be? Just go chant and be happy. You can't chant and be happy. It's impossible. Evidently, it's impossible. They want to be part of this thing. They want to be part of this thing. I want to be a Ritvik. I want to be ISKCON. I want to be a disciple of some scammer guru. And if it's not in ISKCON, then it's Narayan Maharaj, or it's Sridhar Maharaj, or Bhakti Ban Maharaj, or Ananta Babaji, or whoever. Tell me that's not a cult. All this. All right, so that's Mahadevi. That's Mahadevi with her old time cult. It's an old time cult. And now let's look at this. This is just more insanity. We're just gonna have some fun with this insanity. Cosplaying as a gopi. Yeah, Tim Lee used to cosplay as a gopi. Chant and be miserable. chant chant be miserable and keep being more angry and miserable. Yeah, just being more frustrated and miserable and frustrated. There's no happiness. They tell you chant and be happy, but as soon as you start chanting, they start telling you, oh, well, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this is wrong, and you're making an offense, and you need to do this, and you need to do that, because Prabhu, you can't just chant and be happy. You can't just chant and be happy. You got to follow these rules, otherwise you're making offenses. It's like telling somebody, you know, go jump in that quicksand, and then start yelling at them for like, why are you in the quicksand? Well, you know, you told me to jump in the quicksand. You told me to jump in the quicksand. Hey, Jai Ganapati, great to see you here, man. I'm great to see everybody here, man. It's good. And Snoggle, hey Snoggle, it's great to see you. I'm glad you made it. I am glad you made it here. I'm glad you made it too. So let's take a look at this video. This is some craziness. Now, it's just more of the same insanity. Because once your brain is messed up, they'll get you to do anything. They'll tell you anything. They'll go, hey, go bless this bus. And go say a prayer to this bus. And you're like, okay, I'll go bless this bus. I guess I'm blessing. I guess we're blessing buses now. I don't know. I guess. Wait a minute. Let me get. Here we go. Drone shot here. Seriously, how freaking delusional you got to be to set up a picture of some failed chemist on the front of a bus, put some flowers on it, do, you know, this artik, this puja, you know, thing, which is done, you know, it's an actual ceremony. But they're doing it to this photograph of this failed chemist on a bus. On a bus, so they can bless this bus, so they can go out and beg people with some books. Like he's throwing the water, he's blessing the bus. They're so excited. They're so excited. They got this. Now the bus can fire Mahamantra through its exhaust. I don't know what they think they're doing. You know, it's just a bunch of cosplaying ridiculousness. You know, that's all it is. It's like the Renaissance Fair. They're just having fun, playing like they're like 16th century Bengalis. That's it. They're just cosplaying, having fun, like Comic-Con, like you were saying. It's like Comic-Con, and they're going through the motions and doing a whole little thing. That's it. And they really think they're doing something. I mean, seriously, they really think they're doing something. A lot of devotees believe the material world is such a horrible place filled with mlechas and yavanas and karmis. It's a really toxic view, and it damages oneself internally with twisted. It's twisted about. Yeah, absolutely. It messes up their head. It messes up their head. I mean, it's all part of the brainwashing and the conditioning to get people to believe that it's an us and them. It's like us devotees and everyone else is a karmi, you know. And this is a karmi bus. This is a karmi bus, but if we do this, now it's going to become a spiritual bus, and it's like Now it's a devotee. It's insanity, and the music is disgusting. I know it's this slow Maha mantra with this stuff. This is the worst. This really gets me. It really gets me. This when they're all jumping around and dancing, it's all I don't mind so much. But when it's like this, this is like I don't even want to play it. I don't even want to play it. But here, they think they think they're doing something. He said it's a cult that has nothing to do with spirituality or personal beliefs and practices in Sanatana Dharma. It doesn't. It's they're just focused on their books, these stories, and that's it. And bottom line, that's it. The whole distributing food and any charitable things they do is only for book distribution. It's not for any other kind of, we're trying to help people do it. They're feeding people because when they feed people, they can distribute books. And that's it. They don't help anybody. They don't do anything. They're not out like vaccinating people that don't have vaccinations. They're not out like going out and bringing clean water to people that don't have clean water. They're not out, building homes for people that don't have homes or doing any kind of anything that would actually help people. They're not like doing, they're not doing any kind of help like that. It's just food. It's like, well, we'll cook some prasadam and we're going to take some prasadam out and we'll have some books and we'll go on Harinam and we're going to Sankirtan and we'll chant the holy name and we'll deliver and liberate the souls. Gee, thanks. I mean, yeah, gee, thanks. I don't know. They're like I was saying the other night, they're not doing anything. Hey, Howard Johnson, how you doing, man? Good to see you. It's like, yeah, you can feed people. Feeding people, I'm not saying don't feed people. Feeding people is good, but there's a lot of people that are feeding people. These guys feeding people so you can distribute your books and ruin people's lives. You know what? I'd rather you didn't feed people. Seriously, I'd rather you didn't feed anybody. If those people getting the food have to take a book or have to be exposed to your crap and your BS and your child molestation and your child marriage and all this stuff, I'd rather you didn't give out food. There's too many other places giving out food, and I would gladly donate money. I would gladly donate money to any organization that would help put you out of business. If that meant if my donating money to feed people could help stop you from distributing your books, man, I would be promoting that. If there was a way I could had a GoFundMe or something, and the amount of money that I raised directly inhibited your ability to distribute books, I would be trying to raise so much goddamn money to stop you people from distributing these books. And that's all you do is distribute the books, and you think you're doing like the greatest fucking thing in the world is pushing a shopping cart full of books around goddamn Costco parking lot. This is fucking disgusting. Hey, Howard Johnson, man, I'm glad to see you here, man. I'm glad to see you here. The music gives me PTSD. Sanatana Dharma is a newly created supremacist organization that ISKCON developed. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'll have to find out more about that. Yeah, I need my own bus. I need a bus. That's too funny. I need a transcendental bus. That's so funny. That's gonna be on my next. Opening. I'm gonna request that. It's so hard to deprogram your mind from this damn guilt-tripping scam cult. It is, and I think the more we recognize it, and the more we get together and we associate with and watch these videos and we get it out of our system, you know, I really think it helps. It's really helping me a lot. And knowing that you know, Howard Johnson is out there, and Eliana is out there, and Gyanesham, 5471, and Dahlia, and Jenna Morton, and everybody. It makes me feel it makes me feel so good just to know that you know, I'm not alone, man. I'm not alone in all of this, really. Snoggle. What? Ride the bus and be sent straight to Goloka Vrindavan and Sri Vaikuntha. Fumigate the insides of the bus with. I love a road trip. I'm gonna tell you, I love a road trip. Not with these guys. Not with these guys. Question: normal engineer family getting initiated in USA. How much do you think they give to Guru every month? Could it be 10% of income? What do people think? And that's a good question. I don't know what. I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea what they're. I mean, there's really no way to say, because they could be working. They could be doing work for free, like providing services, depending on what they're doing. It's really hard to say. I would imagine if they're initiated and have a guru, it's whatever the guru. It's like whatever the guru says and whatever the guru can get out of them. That's what I want to say. It's hard to say. You know, maybe somebody here can answer that. Maybe somebody here can answer that better than I can. They want to feed people because they want to get something out of them. Yeah, absolutely. It's goddamn books. It's goddamn books. It's exactly what they want to get. They want to get free labor. They want people to they use normal too loosely. Yeah, I don't know what normal. I'm not sure what you mean by normal. It's indeed difficult but doable. It takes time to deprogram and detach from its guilt tripping. The guilt tripping, man, it can last a long time. The guilt tripping can last a long time. A lot of it can just hang around. Can hang around, man.
ऐसे ही पहला बस आया और ऐसे ही और 10 बस ऐसे होगा.
Yeah, they gotta bless the bus. Bless the bus and the children. I mean, we gotta bless the bus. They should stay home instead of preaching this crap. I know. The beautiful Golden Temple in Punjab distributes delicious vegetarian free food every day without promoting their religion or anything, and that's how it's supposed to be done. Yes, and that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. If you're in India, you know, and ISKCON is like, oh, we're feed food for life. We feed all these people. You know, there's so many people. There's so many places giving out free food, and they're not pushing their books or they're not pushing anything. They're just handing out free food, and and even like in Vrindavan, in the morning, there's a lot of places where you can get free food. Free food. The fact that, you know, people want to come in here and go, hey, ISKCON gives away, you know, they give out free food. They feed a lot of people. It's like there's a lot of people feeding a lot of people. How many kids do you molest? That's what we want to know. We know you're feeding people. There's a lot of people feeding a lot of people, but how many kids are you molesting? How many gurus are you covering up for? How many kids have your gurus molested, and how many gurus do you go party with and have like Guru Palooza and Vyasa Puja for this molester and that molester, burying them in the holy, in India's holy Vrindavan. Like, who asked? Did you guys ask if you could put Kirtanananda in the holy city of Vrindavan? Who did you ask if you could put his disgusting corpse in there? Yeah, just dump his carcass in the holy land there, like anybody can just get buried there. I mean, what? I don't know, they don't expect any. They don't ask you nothing. They don't make you. They don't ask you to take a book. They don't ask you to do nothing. They don't do nothing. Freedom for humanity, not for lunatics. I know these Hare Krishnas are they're lunatics, man. They're lunatics. It's book begging. Okay, yeah. Let's get back to the book begging. Let me show you the next one. So we got this. This one. This is like that one I showed a couple months ago with the guys on the bus. Here we go, man. These guys. Doesn't this look like fun? Doesn't that look like fun? You gotta be kidding me.
Hare Krishna, traveling Sankirtan party devotees are going towards Badrinath and tomorrow we'll reach to Delhi, and we are traveling right now in the Telangana Express. So let's see what the devotees are doing on the journey towards the Badrinath Yatra. Let's see. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, let's see what they're doing. Oh my God, it looks ecstatic.
Some devotees
ecstasy.
sat quietly doing japa chanting, while
they can hardly
others
keep
read
it together, right? They look so, that's so
some in
excited.
groups and some individuals.
Oh yes, absolutely. Oh, now they're having some fun.
Devotees filled the train with Harinam Sankirtan. The holy name echoed in every corner, making the whole train spiritual.
Nothing like 20 guys all crammed together in a train car. Look at that! Oh my God, that looks like so much fun. Hey, how you doing, Jeff? Good to see you, man. We're just enjoying this travel log. You too can travel the rails of India. You too can travel the rails of India, but like this. Doesn't that look like just having so much fun there? Oh my goodness. The cult taxes used in this religion are used in all cults, but this one is even more sinister. That's what I say. That's what I say. I say when you, Jeff, I say when you put all the dots together and you see everything that's going on, there's a really sinister element that a lot of people it goes right over their head. They don't see it. It's really sinister and evil, and that's why I say it's like the Taliban. It's like ISIS. It's like it really is. There's a sinister, evil element to this that people just don't catch, and I'm gonna try and go. I've been trying to go over it for months now. Okay, I think we get the idea. It's just a bunch of guys on a bus. I mean, on a train. This is on a train, and who would that looks sinister. Okay. Yes, it's a very sinister indeed, and it's something that you really don't see when you're in it. You're just blinded by the insanity. You're blinded by the insanity. Justice for little girls. Yeah, we're absolutely, man. It's it's that chap in the white shirt doing patronizing book begging class from your earlier videos. Man, that book begging class was something else. I gotta agree. Why would anyone want to eat their food if they knew about their dirty left hands touching the food? Yeah, one day I guess we have to do something about their food. I don't know. They're not embarrassed dressing up like weirdos trying to push some fairy tales. No, we're so brainwashed. They're so brainwashed that they live in a topsy-turvy world where this is cool and like, yeah, we're spiritual. We're monks. We're spiritual. We're advanced. We're on another level. We're like Dalai Lama. Like if people only knew that we're really spiritual and we're not just cosplaying, and people would respect us a little bit more. They wouldn't be throwing stuff at us. I know. Stop taking ecstasy pills. Making the whole train spiritual. They're making the whole. I know, more like annoying the rest of the train. I know everyone's complaining, but they're like, yeah, we made the whole train spiritual. And people are like, man, we can't wait till these fuckers get off this plane, man, off this train. God, I wish they would get off the train, man. When are they going to get off of this train? Oh, don't tell me they're going all the way to Badrinath. Oh, my God, they're going all the way. Oh, well, just our luck. Meanwhile, they're like, yeah, we're making everything spiritual. No, you're not. You're giving us a fucking headache. And I can't get to sleep. I thought I had a sleeper car. And I can hear you all the way. You're 2 cars down. And I can hear your ching, 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 and the bangity bang. All and then walking around the train trying to bum books. Like, that's what they're doing on this train, man. Look at it. They're bumming books on they're bumming books on the train. Look at that. Here, you want a train? No, man, I don't want. No, please, I don't want it. No, I already have a little one. I don't. No, please, honestly, I don't. Look, he's excited. He's got a whole bunch of books. Like, oh, some suckers. Can we take your picture?
We all gathered to honor Prasadam.
Oh my God.
Happily sharing Krishna.
Take it. Oh my goodness. So yeah, they found some suckers on the train. I wonder if they did like puja to the train before they got on the train. If they do like a puja, put Prabhupada's picture up on it. It is such, and it's fanaticism. It's fanaticism. Look at that. Oh, that looks good. Maybe Prashad should be offering those guys on the train, chanting the traumatic sounds of brain dead. I know, they're giving them brain injury. I mean, you can imagine being on a train, just their luck. That would be my luck. Oh, I would be so pissed if I bought a ticket and get on a train. I'm sitting in my chair and everything's cool. I'm getting ready to go. I have my headphones on, and then all of a sudden, 20 Hare Krishnas just start filing by with drums, and I'd get up and say, hey, I gotta get off this train. I gotta get off this train. I just like throw mama from the train. You gotta get me off of this train. Hey, Trey Martin, man. Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you, man. Whoops. Good to see you here. All the second, third generation devotees are full of crap that stick to their spiritual ego because they ain't welcome in the real. The second, third generation people, man, they got it hard because they don't know how to just be in the real world. They're just like in this perpetual cosplaying fantasy land, and they don't know that there's a real world. They don't know there's a real world out there. They don't know. And hey, I'm gonna get to these comments in a minute. I want to. We saw them distributing the books. We did that one, and we saw the bus puja. So here he goes. Some more book crap, man. I'm telling you, it's all about book crap.
If you get some money, print books. That's what I'm stressing on this point. Where is book? So kindly help me. This is my request. Print as many books in as many languages and distribute throughout the whole world.
Yeah. He's asking everybody to print, if you get money, print books and distribute them around the world, because no one's going to buy them if you don't go out and beg and push them onto people. So please distribute my books. Just print them and just go hustle them everywhere.
Consciousness movement.
Otherwise, no one's going to buy these because nobody wants them. Nobody wants these books. And here we go. It's the holiday marathon. 1 month. Sell as many of these goddamn books as they can. Nobody wants them. Here, I'm begging, please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Please take this book. Please take this book. I just need to, please take it, please. Here, just snatch it from my hand as you drive by. Snatch it from my hand as you drive by. Just please take this book. Where am I? That one guy's like holding it out, like just take the book as you drive by. Provide the basic food, clothing, control when they sleep, how they eat, have sex. It's the recipe to completely control a human being. Yeah, well, it's just like boot camp, right? It's like being indoctrinated into the army. If you go into the army or the Marines or any military, they control when you sleep, when you get up, when you go to bed, when you sleep, when you eat, what you eat, and if you can have sex. Because if you don't have any free time, then you can't have any sex. So you only get so many 1 day a month or 2 days a month, whatever it is in the army. I'm not an army person, I don't know, but and you wear what they tell you to wear. You have your hair cut the way they want you to have your hair cut. You're working for them for free. I mean, well, not for free, but you get your pay. But you do whatever they tell you to do. You do it. They tell you to dig a hole. You dig a hole. You go wash a building. Go wash a building. You go whatever it is. As boot camp, totally break you down. Everybody looks the same. Everybody dresses the same. Everybody talks the same. Everybody acts the same. Everybody's doing the same. It's like and you all got your jargon. You got your jargon. You got your gun. You got your thing. You chant your songs. Complete control. And by the time after 6-8 weeks of that shit, they're a different person. A different person. It baffled me to think that during Prabhupada's time, devotees just left their job, education, family, gave their life to Krishna. I really pity their parents, family members, friends. Me too. And they put their kids in a goddamn concentration camp where their kids were suffering, tortured and raped and abused and beat and all of this stuff. That's how brainwashed they were. Oh, I'll just put my kids in the school, and I don't even know who the teachers are. I'm just going to drop my kids off at the school. I don't know who the principal is. I'm not going to check. It's like, who does that? Who just sticks their kid, go put your kid in that school. Okay, here's my kid. Hey, well, who's the teacher? Who's the principal? Who's running this thing? No, you can't ask that. That's offensive. Offensive? Yeah, this is Prabhupada's school. You just put your kid in there, and then you go play Hare Krishna, and then we beat the fuck out of your kid. What do you think? What do you think this is? Freaking insanity. So, okay, so that's sell as many books as you can for Christmas. Okay, now, before we get to that little disgusting thing, so let's see. What does Prabhupada have to say in the Veda base about women? So they're out there. So you see that they were distributing Bhagavad-Gitas, right? We're going to distribute as many Bhagavad-Gitas as we can. As many Bhagavad Gitas as we can. Well, shit, you know what it says in Bhagavad Gita? Chapter 1, verse 40. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, verse 40. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, verse 40. When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and from the degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Vrishni, comes unwanted progeny. So it's when irreligion is prominent in the family, it's the women's fault. The women become polluted. Not that the man becomes polluted or that the family becomes polluted. When irreligion is prominent in the family, the women of the family become polluted. And from the degradation of womanhood, O descendant, comes unwanted progeny. And then Prabhupada says here, good population in human society is the basic principle for peace, prosperity, and spiritual progress in life. The Varnashram religious principles were so designed that the good population would prevail in society for the general spiritual progress of state and community. Such population depends on the chastity and faithfulness of its womanhood. As children are very prone to be misled, women are similarly very prone to degradation. Not that men are prone, women are prone. He doesn't say men and women. He says, like as children are very prone to be misled, women are similarly very prone to degradation. Therefore, both children and women require protection by elder members of the family. By being engaged in various religious practices, women will not be misled into adultery. According to Chanakya Pandit, women are generally not very intelligent and therefore not trustworthy. So the different family traditions of religious activities should always engage them, and thus their chastity and devotion will give birth to a good population eligible for participating in the Varnashram system. On the failure of such Varnashram dharma, naturally the women become free to act and mix with men, and thus adultery is indulged in the risk of unwanted population. Irresponsible men also provoke adultery in society, and thus unwanted children flood the human race at the risk of war and pestilence. So there it is. The very first chapter, 40th verse. You go one chapter in. I mean, you know, you get to, you're going to get to this. You get to this like in the first, what, like 10 minutes of reading Bhagavad Gita. You read Bhagavad Gita for like 10, 15 minutes, and you're already at women are the problem. The degradation of womanhood, unwanted progeny. Women are not very intelligent, and they're not trustworthy, and women are prone to be degraded, and women are like children. I mean, this is what they're passing out. This is what these people are passing out. This is what they want you to. This is chapter 1, verse 40. Gita Marathon 2025. Sell as many of these books as they can. Bhagavad Gita, right there. Look, that's what they're selling right there. Krishna's message. They want you to believe that that's Krishna's message. That Krishna, that in that verse, that's what Krishna's saying all that in that one verse. Even if that verse is translated correctly. They want you to believe that's coming from Krishna. That Krishna says that women are less intelligent, they're stupid, they're prone to degradation, they're like children, they need to be protected and coerced, and they shouldn't be given freedom. And that's just chapter 1, verse 40. That's like we haven't even gotten into it yet. We haven't even gotten into it yet. Oh God, or whoever, from Village X to Badrinath. When are these roaches getting off the train? I know. When are they getting off the train, man? They definitely had done the train puja. I know, this is crazy. All of Prabhupada's disciples left their job, donated their money and time to the cult, all ended up sick and homeless, except for the gurus like Indra Yumna. Yeah, I mean, it's like a pyramid scam. It's like a multi-level marketing scam. All these gurus at the top are they are the ones that they live good. They get away with whatever they want. They have everything taken care of. They travel around and they don't do nothing. And sit there and tell fairy tales. Collect donations. That's all they do. Meanwhile, everybody else is just working, selling books on a train, on a bus, in the airport. You're going here, going there, doing this at the Hollywood Bowl, doing whatever, selling these goddamn books full of this shit about women being degraded and womanhood's being fucked up and women are this and that. Women are 9 times lustier than men. And don't ask me where he says that. He says it somewhere. Chanakya Pandit or Tulsi Das. Somebody knows more than me knows where that quote is. That quote's somewhere. Go look it up. It says women are lustier than men and all kinds of shit. And this is just chapter 1, verse 40. Wait till you really get into the chapter about knowledge of the supreme or the whatever, all of that. He really gets into it about the senses, controlling the senses. And women can't control any of this. Retards are us, mental, and yeah, absolutely, man. And they're distributing these books that talk about women like this. How do you talk about women like this? How fucked up in the head do you got to be to believe that shit, and then to blame it on Krishna, blame it on God, blame it on a 1,000-year-old book that only you can read because you're the only one who knows how to read Sanskrit. Oh, I'm going to translate these books. Hey, just so happens these books just go right along with every friggin' racist, sexist thing I believe is right here in these. Who would have known? Who would have known that all my racism and sexism is exactly what Krishna says? Isn't that amazing? I can't believe that Krishna. I'm translating these books and I'm finding it just amazing that Krishna is just as racist and sexist as I am. And, and I'm just so happy because I don't have to change my way of thinking. That's amazing. Oh, I'm sorry. I got some comments here. They just don't learn. They just don't learn because they're so brainwashed. And that leads to brain dead syndrome. Yeah, see, this is what knitting cult lady says, that you can't really talk sense into them because they have allowed we allowed ourselves, or they allow themselves, we allowed ourselves to be brainwashed. Can't brainwash. You force somebody on them if they're like a prisoner of war. But we go in and we allow, we go, okay, I'm reading this book and it says, women are less intelligent or whatever it says, and over time, little by little, the brainwashing works. They're pretty soon we're like, oh, you know, I believe whatever the book says. I believe whatever Prabhupada says. But we allow ourselves. So that's why we can't, until we're ready to say, hey, well, I'm done. This is insane. By little cracks appearing. And then eventually the cracks get bigger and bigger. And then one day we go, I'm done. And what's funny is I've said that analogy ever since I left the Hare Krishnas almost 14 years ago. I used to use that analogy, that it was just little cracks. You know, the moon landing, you know, the racism about black people, the moon land, little cracks. And then eventually the cracks just got bigger and bigger and bigger because other things forced. And then one day it's just like, oh, I'm done. You know, there's too many cracks. So Knitting Cult Lady uses the same analogy. She says it's the same. That's the way it happens when you're in a cult. These little cracks happen in your brain, in your like, oh, Prabhupada's wrong. Prabhupada's wrong about that. Well, if Prabhupada's wrong, that's just a little crack. And then, well, if Prabhupada's wrong about that, well, then what else is he wrong about? Now the crack got a little bigger. And then it's like, well, Prabhupada's definitely wrong about this, and he's definitely wrong about that. And so now he's definitely wrong about this, and it's like, boom, now the crack is so big you can't patch it up anymore. It's just it's gone. So but yeah, the brainwashing is so, and because we allow ourselves to be brainwashed, it's deep, because we allow it to be deep. It's a deep. That brainwash cult teaching is still being practiced and believed today by Eastern Europeans, people in Hong Kong, South America. Yeah, it's. They're never exposed to it, and now they're getting exposed to it. It's really scary. People fall. It is. It ruins their lives. And I want to report the ashram of Premananda in India, full of celibate Western monks who live in the 1700s primitive era, and they openly discriminate the women living there, and they abuse them. Yeah, and you know, and that's the thing, is that this is very common. It's very common. This whole idea in the Bhagavad-Gita that women are less intelligent, they're low class, prone to degradation, they're lustier than men, they like to be raped. So many things. At 11 years old, they can be married. So, okay. So I don't even know. I guess I want to save that. No, I'm going to just show this. I'm just going to show this. This is weird because they got. Let me just show it. They put it on YouTube, and they want everyone to watch this. They put this up They put this up so everyone can watch. Okay. Who's ever ISKCON, whoever is doing this. They're doing this.
Hare Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj says in Srimad Bhagavatam, one should begin rendering devotional service from childhood, because human life is rare and very special, even though it does not last forever. Now you must be thinking, how can I?
So they're saying that the reason to force a child into this cult and to go through these processes, this hearing and chanting and doing this devotional service from childhood, depriving them of their childhood so that they can do this, be a Hare Krishna, little Hare Krishna, Devi Dasi, whatever, and then be married off at 11. The reason is because past life. You've had many past lives, and you may not get another human life. What is? Can we hear something based in reality? You're saying that the reason to put a child through this horrible cult is because of their past lives and their possible future lives. And so because of their past lives and their future lives, we should just destroy this life, this childhood that they have. That's what they're trying to tell. That's what they're brainwashing this child into believing. That's what they've brainwashed this little girl into believing.
It does not last forever because human life is rare and very special. Even though it does not last forever, now you must be thinking, how can a small child do bhakti? Srimad Bhagavatam tells about 9 processes of devotional service.
Well, I don't want to focus on this little girl who's destined to have a life of confusion and frustration, and I don't even want to think about what her life is going to be when she hits 11 or 12 years old, and they come to her and they set up a marriage for her to be married to some fucking freak. Aesop's fables have far better stories than the Prabhufraud Old Mother Goose Hen. Nonsense. Yeah, Aesop's fables will teach you a lot of stuff. Aesop's fables will teach you right from wrong. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't this and that. A lot of things. Sour grapes. You know, the I can't even think of some of the stories now, right? But there's like the sour grape, the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise and the hare, it teaches you. Slow and steady wins the race. The rabbit was like so fast and he fucked off and he fell asleep and he did what the turtle was just plugging along. So that's Aesop's fables. But it teaches you something. Like, don't fuck around. Just you can go at a steady pace, but just keep your eye on the prize. Keep going. That's what's going to make you a winner. Not being all showy, and overdoing it and showboating. So Aesop's fables, there's something to be learned in every one of Aesop's fables. Everything in his fables, he teaches you something. Krishna book doesn't teach you anything. The moral of the story is anybody who hears the story is going to go take birth back and going to go back home, back to Godhead. What kind of moral is that? You're teaching me that they stick Krishna under a cart and the cart falls apart, almost kills the baby, but Krishna somehow saves the day. What does that teach me? Don't stick your baby under the cart if he's not only the supreme. Only put the supreme personality of Godhead under a cart. Dude, what are these stories teaching? Mohini steals. They churn the ocean. They get the nectar. Mohini, the demons steal it or whatever, right? Mohini steals it. He drinks it. Whatever, and Vishnu cuts off his head. His head goes in it. What does that teach me? What am I learning from that? The ones who live in the U.S., it's time to denounce this cult through Department of Justice. Each file a report with your own experiences with a woman-hating child abuse, an overall human abusing cult. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and you can do it anonymously. There's so many victims of this cult. There's so many victims of this cult that just go off and fade away. You know, like I was ready to fade away. Me and my daughter doesn't speak out and talk about that she was abused by this cult. She's like a hidden casualty. And if I wasn't speaking out, nobody would know about it. And how many people know about it? Like 10? I don't know. But there's a lot of people like my daughter and people like us that just were abused by this cult and just left, and end of story. But for me, for Mike, it's not the end of story. Mike is on here doing this. So it's not end of story. It was end of story. It's not end of story anymore. It's not end of story anymore. So you put me on 60 Minutes. Yeah, you try to give they're gonna be like, we don't want that guy on 60 Minutes. Are you out of your mind? No, it's I would be honored. So basically, they're disgusting, puny little beings that hate women. Well, you know, that's what I've been saying for a while now. I mean, it's in their books. And look, that was just one. Look, when I went and I showed you this, that was just the first. That was just the first one that popped up. I mean, you know, come on, give me a break. That was the first one that popped up. You go down, you know. So Bhagavad-Gita 2:42, 43, they do not want anything more than sense gratificatory proposals for enjoying life in heaven, where wine and women are available and material opulence is very common. See, women are just something that men enjoy. They enjoy wine, they enjoy women. You know, if men get to go to the heavenly planets and enjoy life in heaven, you know, there's wine there, there's women, there's a women there. You know, it's like, hey, men, you know, hey, you know, wine and women. I mean, you know, but you can go through this and you can see. See, look, Bhagavad-Gita 16:7. He's saying that does not mean that women are to be kept as slaves, but they are like children. But they are like children. Now, you know, you could say, well, he's taking that out of context. I don't know how you take that out of context. I mean, that is the context. That is the context. He's saying that does not mean that women are to be kept as slaves, but they are like children. The demons, okay, so he's going, whoa, he goes, the demons have now neglected such injunctions, and they think that women should be given as much freedom as men. So there you go. If you think that women should be given as much freedom as men, you're a demon. You're a demon. The social condition of women is thus not very good now, although those who are married are in a better condition than those who are proclaiming their so-called freedom. Their so-called freedom. So there you go. You know, and I'm just giving you an example of on the Veda base. You just type in the word woman or women. This is woman. This is plural. Women. I typed in women. If you type in woman, you're gonna get a whole nother. You're gonna end up with a whole nother thing. So this is how Prabhupada feels about women, and it just goes on and on, you know. And but you know, you can see it goes on. It goes on and on, and you can see how. I mean, it was pretty revealing right there. He's just like wine and women. You go to heaven, there's wine and women there. You know, it's a big party. There's wine and women. Wine and women. Yeah, you know, I want to get to these. I want to get to these comments, but I want to get to this video. And okay, we did the little girl. You know, for a cult with the history that they have with child abuse and little girls and the gurus and the gurus saying, hey, I don't care if there's been abused. He's like, I don't care if there's been abused. Fuck them kids. I want to hang out with my guru buddy. Oh, fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. It's more important for me to hang out with my guru buddies than for me to have respect for the victims. Like, what do you do for the victims? You go to the guru, you go to these people's Vyasa Puja and you wash their feet, and what do you do for the victims of these gurus? What do you do? What do you do for them? What are you gonna? Although I don't like ISKCON, the verse says, "Part men, female businessmen, those who have sinned will be forgiven." I don't know what you're talking about. I just read out of the Veda base what Prabhupada says about women, and you're coming in here and you're telling me that the verse is wrong, or somehow I'm wrong. I don't know why you would do that, but I'm going to let it slide for now. But I mean, unless you're trying to say that ISKCON, that Prabhupada translated it wrong, that just makes my point even farther. If you're trying to say that Prabhupada translated it wrong, and he put that stuff in there about women and it doesn't belong in there, that just proves my point even more. That this is coming from Prabhupada. And I said that in the beginning, that, hey, what a coincidence that every racist, sexist, horrible thought that it was in Prabhupada's head just happens to be in the Bhagavad-Gita too. I mean, who would have known that was happening? I mean, I don't know how. I don't. I don't know, and again, I don't know why people want to come in here, Abhishek. I don't know why you want to come in here and talk about Christ, but okay, fine. You want to bring up Christ, go at it. I just don't know. Bhagavad Gita 140, when a dynasty is destroyed, its traditions get vanquished and the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. Yeah, I'm not here to argue about what version, what translation, whatever. I'm here to tell you what Prabhupada says in Prabhupada's books. I've said this before, and I'm not saying this to any individual specifically. I'm just saying this in general. If there's anything I know, it's Prabhupada's books. Everything I say, everything I read is coming from this Veda base. It's coming from Veda base. Okay? This is Prabhupada's books. This is what he translated. If he translated it wrong, it just proves my point even more. That he's a racist, sexist piece of shit. Okay? You can't trust him to translate anything proper. But whether he translated it proper or not, it doesn't matter. This is his words and what he says and what these pieces of shit are out there distributing on the streets. If a different Bhagavad Gita says something different, great. We're not talking about that Bhagavad Gita. We're talking about this Bhagavad Gita right here. Right here, this one. Yeah, there's other translation. There's a lot of translations. This is not what we're talking about. We're talking about Prabhupada's translation from the Veda base, because that's the one that's online and that everyone can get. Now, I think there's problems with this Veda base. I think it's been messed with, but what can I do? What can I do? Unwanted population. Individuals are smart enough to fall for their scam and cult personality worship. Adultery is slammed, yet the so-called holy men in robes are the proprietors of such acts. Yeah, I mean, Trivikram is had sex with his disciple and covered it up for 6 months. But of course, see, that's the whole thing, is that he gets to go to Juhu Beach. He gets treated like nothing ever happened. He's cool. But what about the disciple? What happened to her? Is she being taken care of? She's the one that's damaged. She's the one that's got to live the rest of her life saying, I had sex with my guru, and then he just bailed on me. She got to live with that. What's happening with her? Does she get a room in Juhu Beach? Is she getting free prasadam? What's up with her? That's what I'm saying. It's like, we look down on adultery and we look down on illicit sex, but if it's one of our gurus, hey, what can you do? Hey, but if you do it, you're a demon. You're a demon. But if Trivikram has sex with his disciple, hey, what can you do at Juhu Beach? Juhu Beach, buddy. Juhu Beach. So yeah, you guys are making a lot of great comments here, but I got to get to this. So I'm not gonna do any more of the books. I guess I think I've done enough of that. I'm gonna get right to this pod guy now. Okay, because we're gonna get to the main event. Time for the main event, and the main event is. Okay, so Henry Doktorski is the guy who wrote that book, A Killing for Krishna. He was in New Vrindavan. He's written a bunch of books, and I did a whole show about him. I've done a show about Pod, and now they're fighting. So I'm going to comment on this whole thing. So let's get right to it. I'm going to get right to this. So evidently, so what happened was this pod guy mentioned Henry Doktorski, and then he replied, and so now they're going at it. And pod had a meltdown. So what he's saying here is, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and read this and get this on the record, on video, on the record. So Henry Doktorski is saying this. This is from Henry. He says, in his November 20th, 2025 blog post, our friend Puranjana has accused, quote, anyway, yeah, Henry has officially started to promote the pedophile rings and webs cover-ups, but that means he has not learned much from doing the same exact thing in the past. Okay, now that's pretty heavy duty. Now, Henry wrote some books. He's exposed, what happened in New Vrindavan. I'm critical of Henry because I feel like he's still messed up in this whole Hare Krishna thing. But I still give him credit for writing these books and exposing and spilling the beans. I think all in all, I'm pretty much Henry's an all right guy. I mean, not 100%, but I give him credit for what he's doing. I do give him credit for what he's doing. Okay, so for him to say that Henry has officially started to promote the pedophile rings and webs cover-ups, but that means he has not learned much from doing the same exact thing in the past. This is the type of thing that this pod guy likes to do. He'll just create some idea in his head and just start smearing people just for the fun of smearing people. And this is what he did with me. After my daughter was molested by this cult, and when I found out about Tattva Darshan and Yashodanandan and what was going on, and Puranjana, he started smearing me. He started doing the same thing that he's doing here. So now Henry goes on and says, perhaps I may be allowed to disagree. I appreciate Puranjana's blog, and I have said many times I am grateful to him for allowing me to interview him for my book, killing for Krishna so I could better understand the facts about the 1986 murder of Salochan. Puranjan's photo appears in Killing for Krishna, as he was an important person who shared his memories with me of that unfortunate time. So they have some history together, these two guys. So now he says, Henry goes on and says, however, sometimes Puranjan can make incorrect accusations. I recall a time, perhaps 20 years ago, when my friend and godbrother Damodar, who still lives at New Vrindavan today, called me on the phone and said that a few months earlier, on the insistence of our godbrother Dasarath Das, he attended a preaching program at Sri Galim's brand new preaching center in the Lawrenceville neighborhood of Pittsburgh. Sri Galim is a notorious child molester. Someone took a few photos and posted them online. Puranjan somehow found the photos and put them up on his website and accused Damodar as a conspirator in the New Vrindavan child abuse ring, and also used Damodar's legal name, Alan White. So this is a similar tactic that he did with me, trying to tie me to the GBC or ISKCON somehow, and then he wanted to use my legal name to somehow try to intimidate. This is his MO anyway. He goes on, he says, of course, Damodar never supported New Vrindavan child abuse ring. He was a vocal supporter of the Remove Bhaktipad from New Vrindavan faction. After Bhaktipad's sexual activities with teenage boys was exposed during the September 1993 New Vrindavan Winnebago incident. Okay, so he goes on. He says Damodar told me there are two things people cannot stand: a person who murders another person and a person involved in child molestation. Well, evidently, ISKCON gurus don't have a problem with child molestation, because Bhakti Vikash Swami said, "Hey, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem hanging out with child molesters. He doesn't have a problem with it." He says Krishna says we have to forgive him, and he forgives him, and not only does he forgive him, he goes and he hangs out with him. So now, Pods replies by saying, all of the current ISKCON people are connected, direct or indirect, to the Vrindavan ISKCON program, which my reliable source says still has abuse going on now. He says, Puranjan says, I took down the photo, but that does not change the fact that all of ISKCON is implicated if even one area has abuse going on. And we have heard that Mayapur still has some problems and so on. Jayadvaita says their gurus are sometimes engaged in illicit sex with men, women, and children, and those are the people who voted in Satyavani's guru and so forth. So he goes on and he says, so all of this is connected in various ways, and yes, Salochan has never been recognized in official ISKCON as a martyr. Instead, Radhanath, Umapati, Devamrita, Kuladri, and others were given high posts in the society, which is true. And Kirtananda was buried in a samadhi with the help from Gopal Krishna, Radhanath, and others, which is true. So then Henry says, today Puranjan is making a similar accusation against me, that I support the Jiva Institute molester rings and webs, pedophile Goswami Samadhi's cover-up, which is something I know nothing about. I have barely heard of the Jiva Institute, much less support them. So then Pod says, but you advertise them extensively. Now you are saying you do not know about them. So he's saying that because Henry somehow advertised them, he's connecting them to the Jiva Institute, and they're pedophile. Somehow there's a pedophile ring. Somehow Puranjana is trying to connect Henry to this pedophile ring at the Jiva Institute, and Henry's saying, "I don't know anything about this Jiva Institute. Maybe I advertised them or something, but I don't know. I just have nothing to do about them." He's saying, I have barely heard of the Jiva Institute, much less support them. Now, I believe Henry, and I'm like I said, I'm not 100% a Henry guy. I have problems with Henry. I'm just glad he wrote these books. That's all I have to say. I'm glad he wrote these books. I'm not 100% a Henry supporter, but I believe Henry. I don't have, because I know what this Puranjana does. He did the same thing to me. So Henry's saying, "Hey, I don't know anything about this Jiva Institute, much less support them." And Pod goes on and he says, "Well, okay. So he goes on. He says, well, you advertise them, and now you're saying you don't know anything about them, but you do know about them, and you're promoting them as if you're agreeing with them, and others say the same thing. That is the impression that you created." So he's saying, "I don't care what you say. I think you support them, and I'm saying that you support them." That's what he's saying. So then he says, Henry says, "That is not to say I do not appreciate the teachings of the founder of the Gaudiya Math and the founder of ISKCON. I appreciate maybe 99% of their teachings." So there you go. However, I vehemently disagree with 1%, and I have consistently posted evidence of my Facebook page, which explains why I disagree with 1% of the teachings. So then Pod goes on, and so Pod's reply to that is fine, but then you are accepting the Christians' teachings now. And then he goes on with these, and he starts quoting, and I'll show you. He starts quoting the Bible, and he starts asking him about these Bible quotes, I guess, and Christians' teachings. And he says, "It looks like you're hanging out with the Christians without questioning their scriptures. It looks like Henry is with the Christians and the Bible, and now you're with the Christians." Anyway. So where have we heard that before? I mean, I've actually had these ISKCON people come in here and say, "Oh, you're bad-mouthing these gurus. What about Jesus? And what about the Bible? And what about Christ?" Which is just ridiculous. It has, it just. So you can see he's melting down. He's saying, "Well, you're a my answer to you is, well, you're a Christian. You're hanging out with Christians and you're following the Bible." That's his answer. That's his answer to, I wasn't with the Jiva Institute. I'm not with the Jiva. I have nothing to do with it. But following Pod's train of thought, let's look at what Pod is doing. Let's look at what Pod's doing. So this is a good one. This is where it all makes sense now. This is from April 25th of last year, of 2024. This is Mathura Padi and his FBI Most Wanted Pal, 425. FBI Most Wanted Pal. So even though this is on 4/25/2024, this article that Puranjana is posting on his webpage is from May 5th, 2005. So it's like 19 years ago. It's from 19 years ago. But anyway, he says down here, he says, I'm just going to read. It says, so Puranjana says, yes, Mathurapati Prabhu. Thanks for your first question. Right. The Tattva Darshan arrest story was originally posted by me. Here, I'll show you where he's saying that. He's saying, so Puranjana is saying, the Tattva Darshan arrest story was originally posted by me. That is how people got to know of it. I believe you are correct. It was mishandled. However, this was a case in Cambodia, and it was not an ISKCON center or ISKCON kids being involved. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with the fact that Tattva Darshan was convicted and was sentenced to prison in Cambodia for debauchery with an underage shot with a 12-year-old girl? Whether she's ISKCON or not, whether he's ISKCON or not. Tattva Darshan has been accused many times. He was kicked out of ISKCON. He was caught in Cambodia with an underage girl or underage girls and sentenced to jail. It doesn't matter whether he was at an ISKCON center or he's an ISKCON center or it was ISKCON kids. This guy he's a child molester. He's a convicted, sentenced, adjudicated child molester. And you wrote about it on your webpage. You say right here, the Tattva Darshan arrest story was originally posted by me. That is how people got to know of it. I believe you are correct. It was mishandled. However, this was a case in Cambodia, and it was not an ISKCON center or ISKCON kids being involved. Then he goes on, he says, excuse me, he says, I did not think that people like Mahashringa should have gone there to bail him out. So he's saying that he agrees with me, because that was the whole reason that I left ISKCON. I left the Ritviks. I left everything was because I didn't like that we Ritviks were bailing him out, getting him out, and now we were all buddy-buddy with him. I wasn't having it. I wasn't having it. I said, I'm done. First, I quit the Ritvik organization that I was in. I said, I'm not working with you guys. I'm not working with a child molester. And then they threatened me. He smeared me. He did all of this stuff on the internet, this pod guy. He made up stories about me. He tried to connect me with all kinds of weirdos and wackos, people I didn't even know. Trying to smear my name. He wanted everybody in ISKCON, and he wanted all the Ritviks and everyone in ISKCON to know that Sri Mukunda, Mike Sandoval, was a demon and an operati, and I was offensive, and I was this and I was that. And he was putting it on his webpage just like this. Because I said I didn't want to work with Tattva Darshan. Now he's got the nerve, he's got the balls, because now that I'm gone and I'm out of the picture, I'm gone and out of the picture, right? I'm gone 14 years. So now he can say whatever he wants because I'm gone. So now he's going to sit here and go, I did not think people like Mahashringa should have gone there to bail him out. Bullshit. He never spoke out. He says, so I agreed. It was a mistake to support him at the time. No, he didn't. Once Yashodanandan and everybody, Damagosh and everybody went, got him out of jail and went to his farm and welcomed him into the fold and said, hey, you're a Ritvik now. You're with us now. Pod, shut up. Pod, shut up. Pod didn't say a word about Tattva Darshan. In fact, what had happened was, my roommate, Vadiraj, and I were talking, we were on the same page that this whole Tattva Darshan bullshit was a bunch of bullshit. We were on the same page. So he called up Puranjana because he knew Puranjana. He talked to Puranjana all day. They're buddies. He called up Puranjana on the phone and he started asking him questions about Tattva Darshan. And he put it on speakerphone. And I was right there. And Puranjana said, we have to support Tattva Darshan now because he's on our side. He's with us. And I blurted out, I started talking to Puranjana on the speakerphone. Puranjana didn't know we were on speakerphone. And I was like, see, I knew it. You're a fucking liar. And he was like, who's that on the phone? And I said, it's Sri Mukunda, and you're a fucking liar. You're a goddamn liar. You're a fucking liar. And then Vadiraj took it off a speakerphone, and then from then on, I was a dead man walking after that. Pretty much. I was a dead man walking. That's when all the shit busted loose and death threats and all the shit came out. So he says here, so here it is. So gotta remember, this is 2024, April of 2024, so just a little over a year ago. He says, I did not think people like Mahashringa should have gone there to bail him out, so I agreed. The Cambodia authorities contacted me about the issue, and I told them I was the main person exposing the case here. I don't believe that any Cambodian authorities contacted Puranjana. No Cambodian authorities contacted Puranjana. For what? They were going to ask him about his webpage, about his blog. Fucking think that we're stupid. There no Cambodian authorities contacted Puranjana about anything. So now he goes on and he says, and here is the best one. This is the best line of all. So it is a little odd that I am allegedly supporting Tattva when I am the original person exposing Tattva. I never said I could not expose him. Rather, I was the person who originally exposed him. None of the other devotees even knew about the case until I posted it. You are claiming I did not expose him when I was the original person who did. He goes on, he says, so it was a bad situation. Tattva Darshan claims he was set up. Some people believed him, but it is impossible for me to say what really happened there. But meanwhile, I never advocated for him because I tended to accept he has some problems, which is why I reported his case in public to notify the devotee community to beware. I never retracted or changed my position, nor did I remove the original news story from my blog. Okay, you ready for this? So here we have, this is from 10/25/25. So this is from last month. This is like just a month ago, less than 30 days ago. You have Madhu, he's got Madhu Pandit right there on his page, on Puranjana's page. Puranjana's page, everybody. He's promoting Madhu Pandit on his page. If you click on this video,
whom has Krishna empowered on this earth today
to
spread Krishna consciousness? Who is the person who has been empowered by Krishna himself?
You go to Struggle for Truth. And look who's right there. Tattva Darshan. He's right there on the Madhu Pandit's webpage. Tattva Darshan, Tattva Darshan. And then if you scroll down, you got more Tattva Darshan, Tattva Darshan. You got him down here where they've got him. You got him right here. It's the same video, but they got him again right there. And then if you go down some more, or I don't know what happened, but they got him, he's telling his story. He's got his, couple different videos of this Tattva Darshan. So why is Puranjan's webpage promoting Madhu Pandit? And Madhu Pandit has Tattva Darshan, has him on there as his grace, his holiness. Why would he do that? I don't understand. I don't understand why he's lying and saying he doesn't promote Tattva Darshan. He says, I never advocated for him because I tended to accept he has some problems. So if Puranjan accepts that he has some problems, why is he have him on his webpage like that? Why is he directing people to go see like Chaitanya, like Chaitanya telling people to go see Ramananda Roy? Why are you telling people to go talk to Tattva Darshan? I don't understand. Let me go back here again, because I want to just. I want to go back here again, and I want to show you all again, because I don't want anyone to think I'm making this up or I don't know what I'm talking about. Here we go. We're on the Struggle for Truth page. This is Madhu Pandit's page. You got Madhu Pandit, you got Chanchalapati and Madhu Pandit, Ami Atma. All these guys are right here with Tattva Darshan. Their videos are right there with Tattva Darshan. And let's see, let's click on one. Let's click on this video and see what.
Now you have to understand why. On your request to stay and finish the Bhagavatam, I will stay.
They closed out the temple, and where did Shankarbrit and all the people go?
And look, I found this box in the closet. I showed him the certificate of ISKCON of Karnataka.
It's not Bull Temple, are they?
Only one or two devotees with me. So we got to Bangalore. We sent the vans back to Mayapur, and we got to Bangalore. It's 1980.
So Puranjan is promoting this Tattva Darshan on his webpage. He's saying, go to Madhu Pandit's webpage and you can watch videos of Tattva Darshan there. Why is he doing that? Past life files, generations of bullshit. It is total generations of bullshit. Premananda has an ex-CIA sniper as one of his personal servants. The man thinks he's doing the right thing by wasting his life in the ashram. That's what I'm saying. These people are crazy, so you don't know what they're going to do. Somebody was saying that, Hare Krishna is not like Jonestown, and I said it's absolutely like Jonestown. The fuck? It's absolutely like Jonestown. These people would. That guy said, Henry Doktorski said, I was part of it. If they had asked me to kill the guy, I probably would have done it. You know, they're so into saying that devotees should only associate with devotees because they know something deep down. Once devotees associate more with the outside world, they would know already. Yeah, you know, they don't want devotees associating with the outside world because then they'll come to their senses. They'll come to their senses. It was work to be a devotee and have a job and be around non-devotees all the time. I had to stay focused. It was extra hard. It was extra hard. It's easy to live in the ashram and be in the temple community and live in the ashram on Watsika and then go to the temple and then go out on book distribution, come back, you're at the temple, and no, me, I was sitting in traffic, going to work, answering the phone at American Express, dealing with karmis all day long, on the phone, in person. People eating meat, people talking about all the shit that they're doing. And I'm trying to chant my rounds and be a Hare Krishna, and that was work, and then get off work and then chant on my way home and do whatever I'm doing. I'm trying to chant and trying to read and trying to be focused and cook prasadam and whatever. That was work. Living in the temple, if you're trying to do that in the temple, that's easy because you're surrounded by. They don't want you out there doing normal stuff because then you'll start thinking normal things. You'll start doing normal things, talking about normal stuff. You'll realize, well, this is a bunch of bullshit. What am I doing this for? What the hell am I doing this for? What am I out here selling these books for? I remember I went out to Venice Beach to sell some books. I was all hyped up. I was like, I'm going to sell some books. I went out to Venice Beach to sell some books. After about, 20 minutes, I was just like, what am I doing out here? I was like that girl in the video. I was like, this is not fun. This is not fun. This is not fun. It's not devotional. There's no magic. It's like chanting doesn't make it fun. After about a half an hour, I'm done doing this. And I distributed some books, begged with some books at a farmer's market, and I sold a couple of books, made a couple bucks. It wasn't bad. But down at Venice Beach, man, I was just like, fuck this. What am I doing? Well, I was like, what am I doing down here? This is crazy. They don't want devotees to associate with karmis because they know they're a dangerous cult that teaches. They know that people will come to their senses. Write that trash and snort that crap. Yeah, they want to isolate you. Yeah, that's how cults work. They tell you not to associate with those who aren't in the cult. Isolation from family and friends who aren't in the cult is the first step. It's the very first step. That's why Prabhupada put it in the very beginning of the Bhagavad Gita. He put it in the very beginning of the Bhagavad Gita because you get the Bhagavad Gita, you start reading, boom, it hits you, that all these people are demons and you need to get away from them. It's like, that's the first thing. It's the first thing. Women are stupid, this and that, small brains, sex is bad, follow 4 regs, blah, blah, blah. Gosh, it's so disgusting reading all of that. They're against freedom for women. And we just scratch the surface, and that's what I'm saying. These people that want to come in here, and I'm not saying you can't challenge me. You got something you want to challenge me, go ahead, challenge me. I ain't no friggin' Maharishi or nothing. But I know what I'm saying, I know what I'm doing, and there's just so much in these books and so much in this database that, I say something about what Prabhupada said or Prabhupada did or something, I ain't doing the research for you. I ain't gonna be like, oh, where does he say that? I had something like, oh, what do you mean? It doesn't say, I know what I'm talking about. I don't need you to tell me. Nrsingadev killed little kids. Nrsingadev killed children. He killed everybody there, and the school children were there. You just gotta figure it out. He killed everybody. And when we did the plays in L.A., all the little children ran up to Nrsingadev, and he killed them. He kills them all. And they all fall down on the floor, and they die. And then he grabs Hiranyakasipu, and he puts him on his lap, and that's the play. That's the play that we did every year on Watsika Avenue. They're going to tell me that Nrsingadev doesn't kill any children. Yes, he fucking does kill the children. What's the point of the ISKCON Vaishnavi ministry or whatever it's called? There's no point in such an authority existing in this woman-hating cult. I know, that's what I'm saying. You can't have a gay and lesbian Vaishnav association. It doesn't work. That's like having a demon and a Sora devotee association. There's no such thing. It doesn't. Wow, oh my God, what are you talking about? I don't know what I was talking about back then. I don't know what it was. Prabhupada twisted the words to suit. Prabhupada had an idea in his head. Women are less intelligent. So he came to a verse, oh, I know what that means. Women are less intelligent. And then he went on to explain how women are less intelligent. That's Prabhupada's M.O. Whatever fucked up thought Prabhupada had, what does that verse say? Oh, I know what it says. I know what it says. This cult has been banned in a few different countries. I think there's like 3 or 4 countries where you're not allowed to be a Hare Krishna. I heard they banned the cult in the 80s until 2005 in Bolivia and South America for their disgusting teachings and atrocities. If they knew you were a devotee, you would be arrested. Yeah, they need to go back to that. They need to go back to that. You shouldn't be allowed to be a fucking fanatical, extremist, jihadist. That's like... A devotee got into the political party and created a law for freedom of religion, but somehow the religion is not popular anymore. Thank God. Oh my God. Yeah, you see how that's exactly what I'm talking about. What do you get in there? You get a bunch of these nuts get in there, and then they can change a bunch of laws so that and that's what happens in these friggin' jihad countries, these countries where women can't vote, women can't drive a car, women can't show their face, women can't do anything. Women can't go to school. That's how easy it is. You get a bunch of these nuts together and they take over the government and they take over the school board or they take over this and that. It's happening it happens all over the world. One wacko group or another wacko group. You hope it's your wacko group that's in charge, but one wacko group or another wacko group. Yes, Jai Bolivia, good for them, smart country. Yeah. Excuse me. Is ISKCON spreading in South America, a country like Brazil? It's spreading all over. I mean, every town and village, man. It's. The guy even put himself in the disciplic succession in his own book. It set the tone for being an arrogant materialist. Yes, absolutely. He wrote the book. He wrote the book on how to be an a-hole guru. He definitely wrote the book, and he not only did he tell him in his book, but he showed him face to face. If you read the conversations that he had, he showed him how to be a racist, sexist prick. Right to their face. Oh, you're Englishmen. I think Hitler's a gentleman. What do you think? Meanwhile, he knew that Hitler bombed their grandparents. He knew that Hitler locked up and killed their Jewish parents and grandparents in World War II. He knew that. Tamal Krishna's grandparents and Sri Dayananda's grandparents and all these other Jewish disciples whose grandparents escaped Germany or died in Germany. And probably got the nerve to sit there and go, I think Hitler was a great man. What do you think? Knowing that these guys were British and Jewish, and that their parents and grandparents had lived through Hitler's friggin' World War II, bombing London, bombing Europe, murdering, killing millions of Jews. You gotta sit there and talk to them and say, well, yeah, I think Hitler was pretty cool. What do you think? And they just sit there and go, oh, yeah. Yeah, Hitler killed my grandmother, but she probably deserved it. That was her karma. That's what they're thinking. It's fucking disgusting. Read these conversations and see what they say when he's talking about how he's talking about black people being dangerous animals in Detroit. And black people only come for drinking, and women are too dumb to know that men are exploiting them. That just shows you how dumb they are. They're just so dumb, men are exploiting them, and women don't even see it. You see dumb women, and all his disciples are like, oh, that's a funny one, Prabhupada. Yeah, that's really funny. Boy, I'm glad you're a holy man making these racist, sexist jokes. Fucking insane. Ex-devotees creating platforms to expose the dumb crap they were fed and are suffering from. Good. Absolutely, man. I support that. I support that 100%. We need more people doing this. We need more people doing this. All kinds of ex-devotees getting on and not necessarily doing live streams and videos, but speaking out, doing blogs and Substack and whatever they got to do, TikTok and Snapchat or whatever social media, letting people know. People don't know. You'd be surprised how many people don't know anything about Hare Krishna. Just don't know anything about it. Walking down Hollywood Boulevard, you go, hey, Hare Krishna. And they're like, what's that? I don't know what that is. Oh, you don't know what that is? Here, take a book. So many people out there that don't know. They can just hit them up with a book. We got work to do to warn these people, Gurukula in Brazil has horrible cases of child abuse. Pretty much everyone who lived there was abused. It's like that everywhere. And that's what I'm saying. And I didn't even know they had a Gurukula in Brazil. I had no idea they had a Gurukula in Brazil. But if you had told me that there was a Gurukula in Brazil, I would have said, those kids are being abused. Those kids are being abused. Seriously. I've been saying this for almost 2 years now. Their kids are being abused everywhere as we speak. While I'm speaking right now, there are children being abused in this friggin' cult. Now, there's children being abused everywhere. We know that. But we're talking about this cult. That's what I was saying. I think I said it yesterday. If there's a Hare Krishna temple somewhere, there's some abuse going on. There is abuse going on. And somebody there is messing with some little kids, whether it's the temple president or the pujari or the cook or the janitor or the temple commander or somebody. Somebody there is messing with the little kids. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's running after that kiwi, man. Running after that kiwi. Just can't. I know. The people who live on their spiritual narcissist rant are still in the cult. They cannot stop living the high life of ego-tripping, BS, scammer, cosplay trash. I know, it's like a disease. it's like alcoholism or something, right? It's like a disease. It's like this virus that gets in their head. It was in our head. We know what we're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. And I saw it in other people, like my friend Radha Kuhn. Like, I had it. I didn't have it as bad. My case wasn't as acute as Radha Kuhn's case. Radha Kuhn's case was much more, this spiritual narcissist, that's living the high life, an ego-tripping scammer. Radha Kuhn was like on another level from me. I was probably like on the bottom level. Maybe one rung up because I was a Ritvik, and so I was probably like one rung up thinking, but I wasn't like, I didn't have a big ego trip. I was always very humble. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I hear now, I'm like, I know what I'm talking about. I was 20 years, but when I was in it, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Then you realize there is no higher level. What I've read, what I know is what I know. There is nothing else. There's just memorization. Once you learn like the basic idea of chanting and the holy name and Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, and once you get the idea, there's nothing else to learn. It's like you got it. There is nothing else. That's why I say, like, you can't tell me anything. Gaurahari can sit there and talk about, Rupanuga this, and Gopi Baba that, and this, and say it. I don't hear that shit. I don't hear your cosplaying bullshit, ego tripping, high on your own supply, mumbo jumbo word salad crap. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. I've heard every lecture about every verse, about every purport. There's nothing left. There's nothing left to tell, to say, to teach. There is nothing left. The only thing left to do is to become that egotistical, narcissistic guru guy like Gaurahari or Jayapada, and then like Radha Kunda or whoever, and then be that guy. That's the next step up. And when you get up there, it's like you're not going back down. Gaurahari's he's never going to be a normal guy. Go a normal guy again. Jayapata. That's why I'm saying. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it right now. If you're 70 years old, you're 65, you're 70 years old, just stay. You're not leaving. You're not leaving. Just stay in. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? You blew it. You blew it. You blew it. Trivikram, you blew it. Jayapataka, you blew it. You wasted your whole life. You just... Puranjana, you wasted your whole life, dude. What you're doing now, that's it. That's what you're going to do forever. This guy, this scumbag, you blew it. You wasted your whole life. That's it. You got nothing else. You got nothing else. You're a failure, just like your guru, just like your failed chemist guru. You ain't got nothing. You never did nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. You're nobody. You're just a big piece of shit. Hare Krishna cult organization. Yeah. And then these guys got these gurus to stick up for him. And this guy's got... What does this guy care when he's got that other fuck sitting about, well, I pal around with gurus and I forgive them because Krishna says in the Bhagavad-Gita, right after he says that women are stupid, he says that we have to forgive all these abominable lowlifes. So I'm gonna do both. Okay, I think women are stupid, and I'm gonna forgive the pedophiles. Right? What else can I do? Krishna Krishna's telling me I got to do it. What else am I going to do? The ones who left this cult are intelligent people. Yeah, absolutely, man. We're the smart ones. We're the smart ones. Alien debauchery. Yeah, you know, look, this is the face of disgusting sickness of this cult. It takes a normal person, turns them into a disgusting pedophile, going to Cambodia, getting underage girls, going to jail, getting broke out of jail by a bunch of fellow degenerates that think that there's no such thing as pedophilia because 11-year-old wives is in the Vedas, and that's Vedic. And the only problem is if you don't marry the 11-year-old girl, then you're having illicit sex. But really, there's no such thing as pedophilia in the Vedic culture, because we marry them at 11 years old. So, hell. There's a convicted child molester in Bhakta-Bandha, New York, and they are okay with it. Yeah, they're okay. They don't care. That's what I'm saying. People are still bringing their children there. Malini Taneja, who runs the show, said it's okay to have them on. They don't care. They don't care. They just don't care. Do you hear what I'm saying? This is someone who doesn't even know. This is Liam. I don't even know Liam. I mean, you come in here all the time. I know you're from Krishna Cult Watch. I know you're from the chat, but I don't even know who this Bhakta Bandhav in New York. And I'm blown away. I mean, they don't care. They're like, fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. It's like, you know what? We're going to let the child molester stay. We don't care if it traumatizes the kid that they molested. The kid's going to come to the temple and see the molester right there. We don't care. Fuck them kids. We don't care. Fuck them kids. Report him to the Department of Justice. What's his Karmi name? What are you... Oh, the Tattva Darshan guy. Yeah, he's already. They already know all about him. They already know all about him. Tattva Darshan's Karmi name. I can't remember his Karmi name, but he's already because he's a U.S. citizen, so he's already registered as a a convicted sex offender, but he doesn't live in the U.S. So I don't remember his Karmi name. I don't remember his Karmi name. Needs to be reported. Yeah, I think he's already on a list. He's already and then yeah, I know these guys are disgusting pieces of shit. They're disgusting pieces of shit. And yeah, death threats, the whole thing, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, when the party ends, accusations ignite a sequence of events that results in sting operations and arrests. Yeah, or like a crash out, like Jonestown. Jonestown happened because they got busted. So the whole reason Jonestown ended in all those people dying and getting killed is because they got busted. They went down there and someone said, "Hey, we're notifying. Hey, hold on, we're gonna notify the authorities." And Jim Jones was like, "Oh shit, let's all it's time to go." So that's what happened then. Yeah, I can't get to all these comments, but yeah, greedy, anti-feminist, anti-woke. He was everything. Prabhupada was, see, and see how we went from, oh, Prabhupada's a pure devotee, and he's this, and he's such a great, and he's so smart, and he's so philosophical, and he's so this, and he's so that, to he's nothing but a big piece of shit. He's a scammer. He was a scammer. He's promoting child marriage. He said women have small brains. He said women like to be raped 9 times lustier than men. So many things. That black people are ugly, belong in the job. I mean, this goes on and on. Goes on and on. It just goes on and on. The true demon. He was. It's it's so sinister how Prabhupada was able to just float through life as if he was this holy man, this giving this holy man and just leaving a trail of destruction behind him. Families and kids and women, children, suicides, just a trail of destruction behind him, and he's just floating through life like he's the greatest thing in the world. Meanwhile, it's like a tsunami of human terror behind him. Just, a lifelong death. Yeah, just everything. Everything. Who the heck is this Tattva Darshan? Exactly. That's what I said. That's what I was saying. That's exactly what I said. I said, who is this guy? Why are we risking everything? Why are you going and getting him out of jail in the first place? Why is he so important? Why are you risking your reputation as Yashodanandan Swami to go get this guy out of jail? It doesn't make sense. And they couldn't tell me. They had no answer. They're just like, well, he's one of us. I'm like, what do you mean he's not one of me. He's not one of me. I don't hang out with these guys. I'm drawing the line at this guy. That's what I said, look, and I told him. I told you, Shodananda, and I said, my daughter was molested by a creep like this. And you want me to? You think I'm gonna be buddy with this guy? These people are insane. They're freaking insane. Who is this guy? Exactly. Who the fuck is this guy? Because he's got money, he's got land in India, he's got a farm in India. Now he's somebody. We might as well just join ISKCON. Why are we even Ritviks? Why? What's the point? What's the point of being a Ritvik if we end up with this? It makes no sense. Prabhupada disciple. Yeah, he's a Prabhupada disciple. He's a Prabhupada disciple. He's an old friend he's an old timer. He's an old timer. I don't give a fuck. I told him. They said, well, he's a senior Prabhupada disciple. I said, I don't care. You're being offensive, Prabhu. I said, offensive? He's the child molester, not me. Oh, but he's not a child molester, He's not a child molester. What do you mean? He went to jail. What do you fucking want? Oh, you're being offensive, Prabhu. You gotta accept what we say. We know, we're better, we know. There is no disciplic succession, even though there is no disciplic succession. There is no disciplic succession. It's imaginary. It's imaginary. That's imaginary. Those are real people. They put imaginary people in there. I have a hard time believing Chaitanya was a real person. I mean, I have a hard time believing Chaitanya was a real person. First of all, he didn't go into a statue, okay? He didn't walk into a statue. That's the first thing. He didn't walk into a statue. So where'd he go? Where is he? What happened to him? What happened to him? Did he drown in the ocean? Did he drown in the ocean? His body was never found? Did he die and they burned him and spread his ashes? What happened to him? Where'd he go? Where's his samadhi? Where's his thing? He didn't go into he didn't go into the statue. That I know. That I know. I don't know where he went, but I know he didn't go into that statue. That I know. The modern day term for cult is high control group. Yeah, it is. It is. Words like disciplic succession and such are cultic tactics used to convince people who are clueless. They fall for the bait. We all did. Yeah, disciplic succession. Yeah, the thing about now is there's videos and there's people out there like me and others that are out there that are making videos like this, letting people know. 30 years ago, 25 years ago, you couldn't figure it out. You didn't know. So, all right. Hey, everybody, listen, I'm gonna cut it out now. I want to thank everybody for joining in. It's been a great show. I want you to be aware of this pod guy. I want you to be aware of this Tattva Darshan guy. I want you to be aware that these Ritviks are promoting this Tattva Darshan guy. This pod guy is full of shit. This Puranjana guy is full of shit. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I've been doing these videos for a year and a half, almost 2 years now. For a year and a half I've been doing these videos. He doesn't talk about me. He does not talk about me on his webpage. He talks about everybody. He talks about everybody. If you sneeze near a Hare Krishna temple, he talks about you. He doesn't talk about me. I'm not saying he has to, but you got to wonder why he doesn't bring me up. He does not bring me up. And he talks, like I said, he talks about everybody. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So and I feel he's very dangerous. I feel he's very dangerous with what he does. And I'll do more about that too. So hey, I want to thank all of you for joining in. Jeff and Wow and 5471 Gyanasham and Leem and Howard Johnson and everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Howard Johnson and Tim and Dahlia and Jeff and Fake Human and everybody. Thanks a lot for joining in. It's been great. I'm really getting in the groove of this more and more. So I want to thank you all for really inspiring me to do more and more of these videos. And everybody, wherever you are, please have a great day, great night, great morning, great afternoon. Have some great luck. Please stay out of a cult. And if you're new to this and this is your first time watching, this is me when I was a Hare Krishna. All right, everybody. Thanks again. And please like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, like, share, and subscribe, everybody.